Hey podcaster, meet Acast. We're the top independent podcast network for creators in the know. We empower you to develop your podcast idea, find your audience, and grow listener relationships wherever those listeners are. You'll also find a whole range of ways to make money, from membership plans for paying fans to our fully curated and creative advertising experience. Visit acast.com/network to find out more. Acast, for the stories.
In Samoa, 3 months on from the general election, the country remains rudderless as the electoral impasse continues. The two main parties are mired in legal battles as election-winning Fast Party trying to prise the caretaker HRPP government from their perch in order to lead the country. But beyond Parliament and the courtroom, what does the rest of Samoa think? I'm joined by Dominic Godfrey, who's been talking to those outside the political beltway. Welcome, Dom. So you've spoken with a beach whale operator from Lalomanu.
Yeah, that's right, Koroi. I spoke with Celia Pelu, who actually has the family title Taufua. Celia Pelu owns the Taufua Beach Whales. It's at Lalomanu, as you said, which is the south coast of Upolu. It's about 40 minutes drive from Apia. Now, Celia, his major concern is not about the political impasse in Apia. It's about COVID, and it's about the restrictions that the village is facing, that his close associates and family are facing down on the south coast. And more importantly, their ability to pay for things. For a tourism-dependent part of the country, there's no cash coming in. And not only cash to live, but cash to service their debts. They've had mortgage holidays from their bank and are just paying the interest only rather than the principal. But even that is nigh on impossible at the moment. So now is crunch time. There's real concern there. So when it comes to politics, that's a peripheral issue at the moment. Of course, he wants it sorted, but more importantly for him and for the area, he wants the borders open. He wants the ability to generate some income again. He wants the borders open, but he wants them open safely. He wants to make sure that the vaccination rollout happens and happens fast so that they can enjoy life as in somewhat of a semblance of the old days. But currently, they're living life in the older days where people have returned to the land and sea, fishing, farming. It's a very peaceful life, but they have very modern issues to contend with in terms of money. But I guess what's another nice side effect of that is that, Celia said life may be tough, but it is very peaceful. And with regards to the election and any other issues, at least there's been no civil unrest.
That's one thing that we are lucky with this. There doesn't seem to be any animosity between party followers. Everybody seems to be relaxed. They don't care. In fact, yesterday I had two officials come our way to deliver letters from the Land and Title Court. And we asked them about how's the government doing, and they don't even know. And they said, we seem to be okay. They can live with this situation. No government, no end in sight.
Such a different take from what we've been hearing in the capital, Apia, Dominic.
Yeah, indeed. I've spoken with a couple of people there. Apia is a different thing entirely. It's quite modern by comparison. It's very outward-looking. There are larger organisations who've got their Pacific offices there. And the majority of people in Apia now are government employees. They depend on the government for their roles, for their income. And, they've only had one employer for the last 40 years. Many people in Apia have not known any other party than the Human Rights Protection Party. They've been in power for 40 years. The Prime Minister's been the head of the country for 21 of them. And I guess adapting to the potential change of government here could be a threat to them. And, change is always a little bit daunting. The sense of that change is gradually permeating through. But, along with that, a growing sense of frustration. This 3 months that it's been now since the election is really starting to take its toll on people who, they want some certainty in their lives, and they are seeing that the caretaker government is kind of stopping that from happening for them at this point. And I think there's a mood for change even amongst those people in the city who were supportive of their employer in the past. I mean, especially with this latest proclamation by the head of state, which our correspondent Tipi Aotangavaia was talking about.
Everyone is getting frustrated and don't want to hear anything about the election anymore, because everyone is looking forward, to have a government to rule. But we're now waiting for the Supreme Court, I'm told, from a lawyer of the Fast Party, that they filed an application to court to go back to that decision last Monday on the doctrine of necessity.
So it sounds like there's a sense of impatience creeping in.
Yeah, as you heard there from Tipi, there is that frustration growing in up here. People want Parliament to sit, they want members sworn in, and they want a government declared. If not, there's an increasing mood for Fast's impromptu swearing in on the 24th of May to be recognised. That was the one in the tent outside of Parliament. But fortunately, as I said earlier, there are no signs of civil unrest or disobedience. And I spoke with the Police Commissioner, Fuiawai Lili Igun Kyle, who is adamant about that. He, of course, will enforce the peace there if necessary, but he said there are no signs of it so far, and he will be there to uphold the law in that regard should he need to.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
I'm Alan Crossley, and as a certified master hypnotist and NLP practitioner, I know a thing or two about helping people to relax. If you've ever had trouble falling asleep, we'd like to invite you to listen to the Tracks to Relax Guided Sleep Meditations podcast. Join the millions of people who've put an end to occasional insomnia and discovered just how easy it is to relax deeply and fall asleep fast at bedtime. Reduce stress and get the rest you deserve by listening to a soothing sleep meditation tonight. The Tracks to Relax Guided Sleep Meditations podcast really is the most relaxing way to end your day. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast recommends.